In this video I'm going to show you how to change your oil in a Nissan Maxima 3.0, the VQ30DE. First thing that you're going to want to do is take your passenger side front tire off. You've seen I've done that here. Your lug nuts should be at 13/16. And the reason that you're going to want to take your tire off is because once you do, you're going to see this plastic cover here, and there's 4 bolts that hold this on. There should be a 10mm bolt. There's 1, 2. Zoom over right here is the 3rd, and then up underneath in the front, straight up in, you're going to see a 4th. You take those 4 bolts out. Like I said, there should be a 10mm. Once you do, get this cover off, you're going to see your oil filters right here. You're going to see your belt, your biggest pulley here. Here's your oil filter. Right down underneath your oil filter. Get in and zoom in here. Here's your oil filter. And right down underneath that, this is your oil pan. The bolt for your oil pan, well, it's underneath here, but it's a 14mm bolt. You'll see it. It's on the back of the pan, right down under the oil filter. As I said, 14mm bolt for the drain pan. Pull your bolt out, let the fluid drain. I usually let mine drain for about 20 minutes. Unscrew your filter, put a new one in there, put your oil pan drain plug back in, fill her up with oil. So me personally, I don't usually put my oil filters on too tight. I do them just to where I can, tighten it up as much as I can by hand. That way I can easily get it back off when I need to. Okay, I've got broke my oil filter free. As I said, this is a 14mm bolt. You'll see where I'm reaching directly under the oil filter for the 14mm bolt in the drain plug. Should be able to see the oil draining. Next thing is, get rid of the filter. Like I said, I let it drain for about 20 minutes or so. Just so it drains out good. And while I let that drain, I'm going to pause the video there, and I'll kick back up when I'm all done. My oil's all drained. I'm ready to fill it back up. So first thing you want to do is put your 14mm bolt back in your drain plug. I've already done that. You want to tighten it up. I'd usually just give it a pretty good snug. You don't want to over tighten it. You want to be able to get it off next time, and you also don't want to strip it out. I like to use the Wix brand oil filter. I also use Mobil 1 530 full synthetic. And my car just hit 100,000 miles, and there's nothing wrong with it, but I'm also going to give it a seafoam engine treatment. This is a 6-cylinder, takes 5 quarts of oil. You want 1.5 ounces of the seafoam for every quart. This is a 16-ounce bottle, so you want just under half the bottle. I'm going to go ahead and put my oil filter back on. These things can be a pain. Go careful, you don't want to cross thread it. Make sure you get it on right. You want to get it tight, like I said, but I only go as tight as I can by hand. You get a good pair of gloves on with some grip, you can get it pretty tight. Oil filter's on tight. It's time to put some oil in. Another thing I like to do, I forgot to mention in my previous clip, was when I'm draining the oil, I also pull the dipstick and I unscrew the cap on top of the motor. So I've done that. Now I'm going to pause for a second and get this ready and show you how to refill. Okay, I'm going to refill my oil now. Some people like to be daring. Me, I like to use a funnel. I'm doing the seafoam engine treatment like I told you. I've got my 5 quarts of oil. I usually put about half of it in. Then I add the engine treatment and then the other half of the oil. I've got a funnel with a flexible hose. That way when I take it out, I can tip it up. I don't get a leak everywhere. Find a place you can set it that it will sit there. I'm gonna add my engine treatment. Like I said, you want 1.5 fluid ounces of this for every quart of oil. You got 5 quarts of oil. 16-ounce bottle, so you want just under half of it. That's about right. Funnel, my hole, rest of the oil. You're done. I usually wait about another 5 or 10 minutes for everything to run down into the pan. Put your dipstick back in. Check it, make sure it's full. See, your dipstick obviously goes right straight down from your cap. Down in there. So I give it a few minutes to make sure it's in there. Check the oil. Should be filled up and you're done. Put your tire back on. Good to go.